Hey Mickey, hey Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine, you on my mind. Oh Mickey, you're so fine, you. Oh Mickey, you're so fine.
Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. Man, this watermelon, it is bomb. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hey, Black. Hi, baby. I see you. Kimayona. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I see you, Black. Oh, I'm cool, honey. I'm good. Urban Media, thank you so much. I'm fine, honey. I'm here. Hi, Retretta. Hi, Tawana. I got me a new microphone, so I'm not. I'm coming up in the world a little bit in terms of my equipment. I am waiting for my little, what do you want to call it? A microphone condom? Hi, Scorpio. You know, that's a good question. Where is my Amazon package? That was supposed to be here already today. Hello, Black Lion. Hey, Auntie, you are so sweet and down to earth. Thank you, KL. Harriet. Hi, Harriet Wade. That's it, Queen. Hey, sweetheart. Yes, welcome in, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Can you hear me fine? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, put a 1 in that. Great. Thank you, SMK. Thank you, Amansir. Tawana. Oh, you're so welcome, Black. I'm glad that could get fixed like that. Hi, Lauren. I I let him know. I let him know, Lauren. It's up to him. Hi, Charles. Hi, Simone. RN2 CEO. How you doing, hon? Hey, Angie. Hi, Anita. How you doing, Junior? Orangetta's in the house. How you doing? God's child is in the house. How you doing? Thank you, sweetheart. I'm glad to see you guys too. He's got a three-way live going on. Oh, okay. That's fine. LV, how you doing, LV? Good evening to all of you guys. Daphne Warren, hello. Welcome. I'm glad to welcome you to the channel. My little box that I have, my little sound box, I can't use it anymore because of the new channel. I mean the new mic. So I don't have it anymore. Thank you, D Nurse. Oh, bless y'all's heart. Thank you so well. I need to peek out on my balcony. I mean my front porch to see if I've got a package there before somebody steals it. Everyone, don't forget to smash that like button. Absolutely. Hold on just a second. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Be right back. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. It came in. What did I cook yesterday, Lauren? Child, my husband, he cooked. He made a ribeye and some asparagus and some smothered mushrooms. Oh, it was so nice. Auntie M got to meet my daughter the other day. Yes, I did. She's so precious. Oh, I like Coda's hair too. Tell her I said hello. She is precious. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna give you guys the option of which condom to wear on my new mic. I don't know what else to call it but a condom. Hi, Miss Mecca. Hey, beautiful. Okay, so we've got the furry one. We got the furry condom. I kind of like the furry condom, you know. And then we've got the regular uh yeah, we've got this one. The regular, black foam. Oh, I know, God's child. Ugh. Messy, messy, messy. But which one? Put a 1 in the chat if you like the furry one, a 2 in the chat if you like the regular, just black foam. Lauren said fuzzy. It's the fuzzy one. Okay. So far, I've got the fuzzies. Nobody said keep that plain old foam thing. I might end up tearing it by mistake. Hi, Charlene. Furry. Okay. I think the majority. Oh, Pink says black. Okay. Monsieur says black as well. 2. Jess said 1. Urban Media says 2. It looks like the ones are winning though. Oh, oh. Holly, I wish you would stop saying you're nobody when you're doing your channel because you absolutely are somebody. I understand you're saying that you're not a big time YouTuber, but you can be one. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that encouragement. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to get used to this. Very overwhelming, but you know what? We all got this. We all got this. We just got to stay focused on what the outcome is going to be, you know. Yes. Well, I think the fuzzies won, so I'm going to put fuzzy on. I don't want to be too loud with this. I'm not a. Did I get it on there? You know, you got to be careful with condoms. Can you guys hear me okay? Get on there. Good thing it's not a real condom. Oh, it's nice and furry. What's the topic tonight? Angie Stone. That's the topic tonight. That's where we're going to keep our focus. We don't want to be diverted by any other stuff. It's a lot better, Black. Okay, good. Like my soul train, soul train, soul train. Dinna, 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 dinna. Okay, I better sit down. My knees hurt. Hey, quiet. All right, let me put your link up there. Okay. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's that old school Kojic music. Jesus is my portion. Writes me all of my scriptions. Oh, I know you playing with me, Black. Yes. Knees is buckled. Well, knees and condoms kind of run neck and neck sometimes. Hey, Street Talk. How are you, sweetheart? Love you too, Diane. Okay, here we go. Brother dear, brother dear.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
All right.
The devil thought that he can scare me away and come out with it's come out with a factual narrative that I have no. Yeah. Anyway, so let's look at something. Let's look at this court situation. Let's take this thing for really what it is. And I'm going to give an harsh analytical effect to this today because I think that is definitely.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Just a second. I'm so sorry. I don't want to bring my grandson into this conversation. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
Yeah. So you know, for some reason, when you operate in the spirit and the spirit leads you somewhere and you strike Satan's imps, they have to respond. Now, let me tell you something factually that I'm going to wrap right into the Angie Stone case so that we are clear from this moment forward. My name is Tony Burroughs. I was born May 13, 1959. I'm proud of that. I have been to prison. Served time, not on any parole, anything like that. And if anybody want to put out any nefarious information on me, all you got to do is ask me. I need to make it clear that I have no issues with my face being on the internet, and I definitely am not afraid to work my own page. I did not want to. And me not wanting to has nothing to do with my past. Period. Period. Point blank. Here's the other thing. When an army comes together, all the soldiers in that army are not going to like each other. Something wrong, Auntie? Your mic is mute.
My bad. My screen kind of went dilly wonkers.
Okay.
It's back. Okay. It's back.
Okay. So we will have things that people don't like, and because they don't like it, they figure everybody has to fall in line with that. I don't fall in line like that. Because just like that soldier in the field that I might not like or whatever, if we get called to combat, we have to look out for each other, period. And see, this Angie's death is a call to combat. So it warrants no one being in their personal feelings. But what it does warrant is all of us coming together for the greater cause of good. Now, for some reason, that don't work for everybody. Why? I don't know. my past, me having to report on a website, state, whatever, ain't gonna stop me from doing what I'm doing, because I am at the end of the road. I know what's going on. Let me explain it. According to Corey Paxton, yes, Corey Paxton, Corey W. Paxton, Corey Stone Paxton, the Diesel team agreed with Angie to start looking for her royalties, which means that you have an active contract that is still in play. And since you have that active contract that is still in play, you still have the right to go after and collect those royalties. Which ones that are out there left? So that said, in that contract, there is a percentage that you get for recovering the funds and or recovering and managing the funds. Let's talk about that. Because if there's 10 million to get and you recover 10 million, 15% of 10 million is your money. But now that Angie Stone is deceased, that library pretty much becomes yours, unless the estate can get it from you. So you don't want nobody talking. You don't want nobody talking. You see, I showed you a week ago when Sharonda got on here, who I never met in my life. I don't know that lady. And I've never been on Tasha K's forum, Matt. And I never met Tasha K, never talked to Tasha K. But because all these names are being thrown out, let me tell you something. There's only 3 platforms that I've been on talking about Angie Stone. Messy Sweet Spot, Mickey, Paperwork. That's it. I've got 4 hours worth of interviews between Dante and Sheila Hopkins alone. Do you not think for one moment that a network wouldn't want to get that to find out what the story was, what the testimony was from the inside, and I didn't sell it to anybody? Because I don't need the money. I need to help solve this case. That's what I need to do. And that's what I'm going to do. Shall we proceed? So now, you presented 2 sources. You presented the name of Mr. Staggs, whom, if most of you don't realize who he is, he's the same person that sued Kanye West for his song Good Life, because Mr. Staggs is most famous for the title song Good Life. Yeah. Jack obviously didn't know that. I didn't say anything intentionally, just to see how far he would go with that. Mr. Staggs is not a senior. He is Mr. Staggs. Mr. Staggs lives in Washington, D.C. Has been there for years. Now, I don't know if Mr. Staggs has any ownership in Angie's music at all, but I'm going to explain to you the levels right now of how that process goes. Give me 1 second here. I should pull up the receipts. Actually, I will. Here, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's present some receipts. So we be clear. because y'all know I'm gonna bring receipts. So I'm ain't nothing gonna change. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Mickey, I got a new
Yes, sir.
song.
No, I ain't scared, I ain't scared, I ain't scared. No, I ain't scared, I ain't scared, I ain't scared. They try to run me off, but I ain't going nowhere, 'cause I ain't scared. Yeah.
That right there.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's see which one of these I'm gonna pull up here first. Just be patient with me for 1 second.
Take your time.
Here we go. It's right here at the top. Go ahead and share that screen, please. This is Mr. Staggs, excuse me. As you can see, Mr. Staggs has a lot of platinum plaques there. For over 139 million streams of music just on TikTok alone. Over 200 million streams on Spotify alone. 200 million streams on Spotify alone. These are what you call digital delivery. So now, because of Spotify, Apple Music, iHeart, Live 365, companies like that stream a large amount of radio on those platforms, the music is tracked and awards come just like you see right there. And Mr. Staggs have. Now, does he own all of that? We don't know. Let's look at his list of repertoire. You see Good Life by Inner City, 1989, coined UK anthem and best techno dance track. House of Star. Oh, you took it down? Your mic is mute.
Okay. Hold on just a second. I don't know why it went away. It shouldn't have done that. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
And they can't see it. Oh, wait a minute. I can zoom in. I forgot. Duh. Wrong screen. All right. So you hear the Good Life by Inner City, 1989, coined the UK anthem, right? Then the House of Styles, 1989, opening credits. Slaves of New York, 1989, Side Out, Baps. Good Life by Faith Evans. Fast and Furious, 2001. Good Life by Kanye West, who was sued, him and T-Pain. Encouraged, 2007. Good Life, on and on and on and on. And there it is. Now, also, as part of what Mr. Staggs do, let me see here. If you see here, let me try to. If you see there, his company also helps people to find their royalties. Now, is this the guy that was the coder? I don't know. I can't say. But I'm showing you who Mr. Staggs is and that he is in the business and that he's not a fake or phony. However, However, that don't mean he don't have anything to do with collection of Angie's royalties. So I can't rightly say, but I'm presenting to you the facts. Here's another fact. Would you, oh, I got to share another screen. Okay. You can share that screen. This company is called the MLC. And what the MLC is that it is the, what's the acronym? Here it is. The MLC is, you probably heard a lot about the Mechanical Licensing Collective, the MLC. But what exactly does it do, and how will it ultimately change the music industry? The following questions give an overview of the trailblazing organization. Let's go to the facts. What is Mechanical License and Collective? The Mechanical License and Collective is a nonprofit organization designed by the U.S. Copyright Office pursuant to the Historic Music Modernization Act of 2018 in January 2021. The MLC began administering blanket mechanical license to eligible streaming and download services, digital services providers, DSPs, in the United States. The MLC collects the royalties due under the license from the DSPs and pays songwriters, composers, lyricists, and music publishers. The MLC has built a publicly accessible musical works database, as well as the MLC portal that creators and music publishers can use to submit and maintain their mechanical works. Okay, now, Stone put this up on the screen. I didn't do it. He did. Why did he put that on the screen when that is not the source to find the publishing? This is only the source to pay digital airplay, StreamYard, YouTube, Live 365, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all of those sources of music, they track when it's played and sold and collect the royalties. And then it's paid to those that get it. Now watch this. Let's put in Angie Stone's name here. And let's go to writer, right? There's an IRC, excuse me. Let me slow down. Mm-hmm. Angie Stone has 48 titles listed there. Mm-hmm. Not 241. 48. All right. Now, you see here, there's a ISWC transaction number right there, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you see here where this song somehow is, it says total known shares 25%. Mm-hmm. And that's for writers. That's for being the writer. Without you, Angie Stone 100% on that one. But there is two names on that along with hers, John Corbin and Jerry Duval, Jerry Grissom. All right. they all own 100%. Well, let me tell you a secret. Here's a big secret, family. Do you know that if you share any portion of credits with someone else and they want to sell their portions, they can? They can sell it. They can auction it off. How many times will we possibly find this situation with Angie? Because if you look at most of these songs, there's only a few of them that she owned 100% rights to it. Here's a song she did with Raphael Sadiq. I'm showing you. Now, this is only for digital distribution. This is only for digital distribution. If you wanted to show proof about the copyrights, why didn't you give the right source? Because this ain't it. This is only part of it. If you don't think that that's the fact, call them. Call the call the MLC, and they will explain it to you. I have a recording with them that explaining the whole thing to me, knowing that I was recording it. Okay? Now you tell me. It seems a little nefarious that you would possibly throw out information just for people to jump on and not possibly see the Diesel crew. I knew this information last week, but I didn't say anything. And the reason I didn't say anything is because I need paperwork. Words just not enough for me. I need paperwork. I need paperwork to get into the source and find out what's factual. What's factual?
Can you clarify what you mean by paperwork? Are you referring to the content creator, or are you referring to actual documentation?
Actual documentation.
Okay. That's what I wanted to clarify.
Actual documentation is what I'm talking about. Now, these numbers here ain't the numbers we concerned with Angie's royalties. We want the radio royalties. We want to know where that money went. The digital royalties collections just started, so that wouldn't have been anytime during the years they were talking about. This is recent. We need to know about the royalties. Analog, terrestrial radio, CD sales, album sales, 8-track sales. That's what we need to know. That's what we want to know. You're dropping tidbits of information, and the tidbits of information ain't saying nothing. They're not talking nothing. I would have corrected this with paperwork, but it didn't get a chance to speak. They want you to believe that this is the only source where to get the information from. That's a lie. It's not even, listen. They break everything down in works, the writer, and publisher. Work, writer, and publisher. Those are the three categories. But the category for digital collections of royalties for digital play, DSP. That's what it's for. Look up on the website, the MOC.com. Please go there and see it for yourself. You can even put in Angie Stone name and look it up for yourself. It's no secret. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now all this venom is coming out. And the more what does it say? Urban media press, no side storm. A confidentiality clause may stop Stone from exposing too much. Maybe and maybe not. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not putting my opinion on that in any way because I can't speak on it. I cannot. And not only can I not, I won't speak on it unless I know factually. But what I factually do know is if you did sign an agreement, then there's no need for you to speak, period. There is no need to act out, period. Silence is always the proof of innocence. Guilt will always cause one to keep talking. And the more they talk, the more they drive themselves in the hole. And yes, Storm has been in the business that long because if you go back, Rick James, Stone City Band. So he's been up there. Street Talk Daily says Stone is a good dude. Go to his page if you want the truth. He's not making a dime getting the truth out about our beloved sister, our beloved friend. The thing went up on me. About our beloved friend, Angie. These people don't know nothing about Angie. I'm sick of lies. Well, hey, Street Talk Daily. Matter of fact, would you boot her out? We don't need that negativity. I'm sick and tired of it. We're not asking you to believe anything. We're presenting the story. The truth will come out. I haven't called him a lie, and that's where it's at.
Okay. Quiet. Before I honor that, I would like to give her an opportunity to at least just stay here for a while. Street Talk, we'll talk later, okay? Just share your email with me as you stated, and we will talk later, okay? Honestly. I don't want us to have any bad blood in here because that distracts from everything. But again, let's just stay on point with what we're here for.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Mickey. This is all. I don't get on Stone's page and talk negative if I disagree with something. I watch. I don't do that. I respect what he says. I have to. That's what he says. That's his story. His story, history. That's what it is. I can't get on Paperwork Party and say that's a lie. Can't do it because that's history, his story.
But we don't want to boot people off if they disagree with something. That's what I'm saying.
No,
but
I
accusations.
Understand, but I know that's Sharon. That's not the person's name. And
Yeah,
this whole mess
that's
started.
Sharon.
The whole thing started on Gigi's channel when she got up and had him on the phone without him with what he said he didn't know. So I'm not saying she put him up and didn't know. He said that. And she didn't look at the information that I presented. You know? So Sharon, Street Talk Daily Podcast, you say I'm not going to talk about him. He talked about me, so I do just what I'm pleased. He opened that can of worms. And it ain't like he's presenting it. It ain't like he's presenting it. So, no disrespect to you. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. But I do know what I know. So, if you want to deflect from my story of what I'm presenting, you don't have to listen to it. This is what I'm presenting. And whatever I'm presenting doesn't make it it doesn't make it the fact. But I am presenting to you. And if you're saying that I'm not saying it right, then the information is right there on the website. It says what it is. It says what it does in black and white. In black and white. Oh, I speak truth. I just read it. You must have just came in the chat. Because you went on Gigi's popping off. You didn't even give Stone the respect to let him know that he was on live at the same time. It doesn't matter if he's a Buddhist. A Buddhist, that has nothing to do with nothing.
Okay,
Period.
can we get back on point here because we're kind of drifting
she's
off.
badly distracting me. To me,
I'm
she's
sorry,
no different
hon.
than Jaguar, and I can't deal with it. It's a problem for me.
Can you not look at the chat, sweetheart?
I look.
I understand, but we want to be fair amongst everybody. I don't want to disrespect you or her.
So at the same time, there's no reason for them to disrespect.
Mhm.
Don't tell me, tell them the truth.
Mhm.
Go where you want to get the truth. If you don't feel it's here, get it.
Mhm.
Go get it. This is my opinion. We're in America, and I'm forming my opinion as to what is. If it ain't that, I'm sorry. But right now, that's what it is.
Mhm.
Until I find different. Then at that point, hey, listen, everybody knows my background. That ain't no secret. You want me to tell you? I'm a convicted felon. Yes, sexual assault. Not sexual assault, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. So it's nothing to hide. You know my background. I'm not afraid of that. Listen, let me tell you something. That's what you, Stone, and your side of the coin, that's what y'all want me to do. You want me to shut up. See, I'm hitting nerves. So you just want me to shut up so the truth don't get out. Why is that such an issue? Huh? I've never been afraid to show my face on the web because obviously I have many times over. Definitely not hiding from nobody. So you having my background don't mean nothing. Tony Burrows is my birth name. What? Don't take away who I am, period. Point blank. Point blank.
Basically, we're here for the truth, no matter what the truth may look like. And sometimes it can be ugly in the process, but we're looking for a final truth.
Me, I accept that. And to be quite frank with you, in my position, most people will say, you know what? I'm not going back on there, but I got to. Don't matter what my past is. It don't matter if you like it. It don't matter if you don't like it. And it may not be cool, but it happened. And you don't know the details of it. So that's it. This means nothing, and it will not stop me from talking about this. It will not stop me from going wherever I need to go to get the word out about this case. I'm not going to stop. You can put whatever you want on the screen. Hell, I'll put it up on the screen every time I get on. I don't care, because I know my truth. I got nothing to hide for. Point blank. You're not going to, you can't embarrass me for my past, because I have no embarrassment. Why? I have served my time. Period. That's what man required of me, and that's what I gave man. His time. Just like Vasal. Just like Vasal.
And with that said, quiet, let's stay with the task on hand. Okay? Your truth is your truth, and you've served your time, and people will either accept it or not. But your personal things that have happened in your life have no bearing on what happened to Angie. And that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
None at all. But the thing about it is, it's because my daughter sent the information, or whoever sent it, but I'm pretty sure it was her, did this. And for the record, just so you know, she was 34 years old. Just so you know. Put that together.
I think that the information that you're providing with regard to royalties and things of that nature do help other music creators that could use this information. So
because they gotta understand.
Yeah.
You gotta understand how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
This was a throw off. I don't care what anybody says. The MLC site putting that information out was a throw off. But giving credit, he did say he put out information just to see what would happen. He did say that. He said that. So maybe it was a trap intention. But I know what digital distribution and collection is. And that's all MLC is digital distribution collection for music played digitally. Spotify, anything streaming, any streaming source, that's where they collect the money for. That's who they collect the money for. That's where it comes. Bottom line. The bottom line. So out of Angie's whole repertoire of publishings, how much of that is being streamed currently now? Because what is being streamed is what has to be paid. Okay, for example, the music that my station plays that is streamed, for the station being streaming, we have to pay Sound Exchange for those royalties. And then MLC collects from Sound Exchange. Mm-hmm. Because they're not the same entity at all. Sound Exchange is for analog works being broadcasted, and MLC is for digital works. Now, sooner or later, they're probably going to change the way we pay royalties out to the publishing companies, because they just MLC just really came into the forefront. Mm-hmm. So they just came into the forefront. And by them, I don't know if they got the collection system really to a concise point yet. I don't know. All I know is that agency is in charge of collecting digital royalties.
Mhm.
They are. So that's just the way it is. Every time you play a song on iHeart, every time you play a song on Spotify, every time you play a song on Amazon Music or whatever, or you buy, they're tracking that. They're tracking that. So what does that have to do with the previous library? What does it have to do with the previous library? Huh? What does it have to do with it? Nothing. Don't have anything to do with it. Because that's old money and this is new money.
Mhm.
And you would have to understand, since their creation in, I think it was 2021, what they said, what I read there, that they will be collecting that. So there ain't no money stole. Well, I'm not going to say no money stole, but there can't be too much misconceptions about that, because it clearly tells you what percentage of ownership each person has in each song.
Mhm.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So somebody doesn't want people to get close to who actually has control of the money. That has to be the situation. What other reason is it for all of this anger? Why is it? What reason was it the need to throw me under the bus? I'll tell you why. It's because I told that Lethal owns the vehicle. I told that the owner listed for the vehicle has been in prison since 2023 and currently in there right now. So how could he have anything to do with that event? The insurance company, Liberty Mutual,
Mhm.
has a personal policy on the Mercedes van that they were in.
And they were operating it as a commercial vehicle that night, correct?
It was operated as a commercial vehicle because it got on the highway with 9 people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Thus,
But it had a personal coverage on a commercial vehicle doesn't fly.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. And how can you justify and say that's right? But you want to say tell the truth. That is the truth. It don't get no truer than that. The paperwork has been put on the screen. Go look at the other shows and you will see the paperwork. It's there. I showed it through and through. Played the recording from the insurance company to let you know. So what's not true? What is it? What is it that's false? I didn't write the policy. What is false? My name is not on the paperwork for the company. What is false? Elite Transportation Services, Executive Elite Transportation Services was listed as the owner, listed as the persons being sued along with Lethal and Mr. Robinson. They got him on the lawsuit. Why? Because if you would have did your research, you would have known that he did not have commercial coverage, that coverage is personal. Now, you tell me how a personal coverage is going to pay for an accident that was in a commercial vehicle that had no license, no right to be on the road. How are they going to pay that? You tell me, but you don't want that information out. See, this is the truth. This is getting into the veracity of the characters of the people involved. And if the characters of the people involved would do such a thing knowing that they were absolutely wrong? Why would they do that? And for what reason did they have to do it? This is not from the top down. This is from the down down. Period. Point blank, period. And the fact is, the information was put out to throw people off intentionally. Why? Why so? Thank you, Angela E. Why so? That's not going to make me shut up. I'm going to be here every day dropping the nuggets. You can pull up the registry. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up for you. I don't care. You're not going to shut me up. That don't move me. It don't move me. If I have not told what I told, would you know that much about the ownership of that vehicle? Would you know that that vehicle didn't have commercial insurance? Would you know that that vehicle wasn't registered to be on the highway? Would you not be able to think that, oh, what is really wrong? So wrong. But the information must be so close that you got to go into a personal dig and a personal attack. You don't think that at some point I didn't think that that was going to come out. But just like I don't want the money from TMZ or anybody else for the recordings, I don't care about that. And yes, I did check the tag number. And it comes back just like I said. My YouTube channel is Quiet Storm FM. And by the way, the interview is up there on the site. Somebody says the police report knows about the insurance. Yes, the police report knows about the insurance. Now, whether they check the insurance, I don't know. But in order for me to verify the insurance, they had the accurate information on there, and that information is accurate, just not the right coverage. So to answer your question, is yes, the information was on the police report for both vehicles. The insurance company for both vehicles, not just the one, both of them. Both of them, period. So you have to look at the beginning, and this is what I do. I'm saying what was if the vehicles were not, let me rephrase it. If you knew that those vehicles were not fully authorized to be on the highway, why would you take such a chance using that vehicle, knowing that any possible ding could happen on an accident? Why? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make sense.
You're quiet.
Yeah.
Did you get to play the rest of the Cousins interview as well as Dante's interview?
No.
Did you? No.
No, I didn't, because it's 3 hours long.
Okay.
We played part of it, but the whole thing has not been played yet. So what I did was I put the recording up. I put 1 hour of it up on the Quiet Storm page, and it's there for them to assess and listen to what Sheila Hopkins has to say. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry. You want that?
No, I was just going to say that there are people in the chat that would like to hear the remaining portion of those interviews, and if they're available online, maybe you could direct them where to find them.
Yes, they can go at Quiet Storm FM page on YouTube, and it's there. Okay. Quiet Storm FM YouTube page, it's there. You'll see this logo, that's there, the QS, and you'll be able to hear the interviews. Now, in my purview, the interview between Dante and Sheila are very different. The only element of that interview with each of them that would run the path across each other is the fact that Dante was in the front and Angie and Sheila was in the back behind the wall.
Those are the only two items that are in agreement in both interviews, correct?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. So Sheila has a different lawyer. Dante has a different lawyer. The twins and the other three, have a different lawyer. So the twins, those 5, they had, and this is all on the paperwork that we've already put up on the screen. The twins and them, they have the lawyer Wills out of Texas, Houston, Texas. Now, that lawyer filed their case electronically before this camera's bugging the heck out of me. That's why I wasn't using it.
It's giving us all kind of angles.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't using it. So they filed that lawsuit on March 10th. Angie wasn't even buried yet, and they filed the lawsuit. And the way they filed the lawsuit, they didn't even have, I don't believe, the correct pertinent information of ownership, because had they done due diligence, they would have automatically found out that the owner of that unit, the Mercedes, is in prison. So the only liability that he has is his name on the company. But the possession of the Mercedes has been in Lethel's possession. And the insurance is with Lethel's name on it.
Yeah.
Now, explain that one.
Pretty weird.
You help me. We had a US DOT worker that came in and explained how the whole situation go, and explained that you cannot have a vehicle on the highway without $5 million worth of coverage. I pulled the paperwork and put it on the screen. Now, if you knew that, and you knew you didn't have that, and you knew you was going to flip a vehicle, you taking some grave chances. Not only that, how do we know that the prosecutor's office isn't in on the deal? Because the prosecutor's office knows that Lethel was not convicted as a first, I mean, it was not a first-time offender, being on probation for 9 years and 9 months. How do I know that? Because I know what they do when they get your fingerprints. They run every name that you got, and you gonna taste the wrath of everything in your past. So I know. That's how I know. Experience. Experience. No, this is not allegedly. This is facts. Black and white back up everything that I'm saying. So there's nothing alleged, but I will say allegedly for the sake of the channel. Thank you, Urban Media Productions. Now, let's paint the picture here, and I'll leave you to think about it. You would want to know that you get in a vehicle traveling multiple states and having the correct insurance coverage in case anything happened to you.
Right.
In case your loved one comes to demise. You would want to know that. And it appears to me that that issue is a light issue to most people, and it's just only about the royalties. No, that's wrong. It shows character of what they may do to get rid of a person before the royalties, because the royalties are already set. Let's be blunt. The royalties are already set. If they found them, if they haven't found them, there is a contract to take care of it from now on. And that person, whomever they are, will reap the benefits along with the estate. Let's be factual. That's facts. Now, if they had anything to do with the prior events or not, I don't know. But the suspects look real fishy. Just like my paperwork look fishy. Yeah, I'm including myself in it today. You're going to tell me, you tell me from the chat, it doesn't look suspicious to you that someone can take 9 people on the highway with no insurance coverage, and personal insurance does not count insurance coverage. You could take 9 people in a commercial vehicle with a personal tag on it with personal insurance, and you did not go to jail?
Very odd.
That's real odd. That's real odd. This is, in best, at the minimus, voluntary manslaughter. Even if it's an accident, it will still be classified as voluntary manslaughter because the documentation for the vehicle was incorrect and the vehicle was not legal, which the vehicle should have caused a cause of action for the person to have been arrested in Alabama, not leaving the state until they found out what happened. They had an idea what was going on because they confiscated everybody's cell phone.
Right.
Then they allowed them to leave the state before starting an official investigation. So now it would take a warrant with probable cause to bring him back. That's not an easy task at this point.
That's right.
If any of you are legal scholars in here and you understand what probable cause is, you must have believed a crime has committed or is about to be committed before you can contemporaneously think about getting a warrant and or holding a person to investigate for 72 hours. And I threw a couple of things in there that was in there, but At the end of the day, that's what it means. So how was he able to get away? How?
They let him get away.
Then you're gonna have an individual in the van that says we went as a family. No, Angie didn't know you were going on that trip because she said if there wasn't room for her cousin to get on the van, you was gonna get kicked off.
You meaning who?
Dante.
Okay.
But Dante went on the trip with Lethal, his 10-year confidant, his confidant that gave him money, donated $10,000 to his nonprofit. The pastor, you are a fibber.
Mm-hmm.
Your story lacks luster.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to ferment like cheese, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What does it have to do with the tea from China? You shouldn't have been there. And then you said, sir, in your recording that you were there as security. And then when I asked you the question again down the road later, you said that no, your job wasn't security. I know it wasn't security because they had police officers in uniform with their firearms on the side of them protecting Angie Stone. Not you. You were not doing anything, sir. You were not standing in the front, sir. Those uniformed police officers were, sir.
Amen.
So the question is, what were y'all arrangement? Did he give you the $10,000 to keep your mouth shut? Then you told me, sir, you said this. This is what Dante Daly said, quote, unquote. That's not the owner of the van. Somebody else on it.
that nervous laugh. Yeah.
I said, what do you mean somebody else on it? That's not the owner. Well, he's listed on the lawsuit. Yeah, but they don't know what they're talking about. Okay. So you're going to tell me, let me break this down. Let me break it down. You're going to tell me such an astute lawyer as Miss Wills from Texas, who is about it, is going to make the mistake of not researching the insurance policy to find out who the insurance is in, who the license is in, and who is the state authorized that vehicle to move with before filing the suit? Is that what you really want me to believe? Because that ain't the fact, sir. That's not the facts. That isn't the facts. That isn't the fact at all.
Well, it definitely looks nefarious. I mean, especially Dante's interview. That interview kind of it spoke volumes. It spoke volumes.
A sloppy interview.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even put much thought into his answers.
He didn't have a chance to.
Yeah.
Let me play that interview for you.
Put some peace in my heart was knowing that it was tremendous.
I worked with Angie for a few years. She was actually on my TV show that we had in 2019 on the remix show. She was one of my guests on the show.
Oh,
that was the first time we met, and then we built a relationship from there.
Okay, so how long have you been in the industry?
For about, I'm gonna say 15 years. I kind of grew up in the industry. With my family being in the industry with Tweet and and Stevie J.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm from Rochester, New York, and we grew up in this industry. We could do a combo.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
I saw that on your Facebook page. I was like, oh man, okay. Okay.
Yeah. We'll be down there in South Carolina this year for the wedding, so we excited about that.
Oh, what part of South Carolina?
South Carolina.
No, what part?
It's gonna be at Myrtle Beach.
Oh, that's my city, man. That's my home.
That's your home?
That is my home. I grew up and graduated from high school in Myrtle Beach.
That's crazy. My grandmother, she's been living there for what? It's going on 16 years since my grandmother moved to Myrtle Beach. She's been there since.
Who's your grandmother?
Gloria Parker.
Get out. Wow. Cousin who works with the city council. Yeah, pretty quickly. So
awesome.
You mind me asking you any questions about that day, the concert, and that travel back?
I said I was what it depends, because I know my lawyers and them, they making us wait to do any interviews right now with this situation.
Okay, so you did file suit.
Yeah. We had to with the Sprinter van and the truck.
Okay. So because you weren't listed on the suit with the twins them.
Nah.
So you have a separate attorney.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And did y'all formally file yet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So well, can I ask just this question? Was she in the van?
Was she in the van?
Yes.
When?
The day of March 1st.
Yeah. Everybody knows she was in the van. We all was in the van.
Yeah, no, but I'm just asking the question because there's just so much confusion out there. Where was she sitting on the van?
She was in the back of the van. Yeah, she was in the back of the van. I was in the front, so I didn't know they placements and stuff. I sat right next to the driver, and then it's a petition wall.
Right.
So I'm not sure where she was sitting at.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to violate the principle of your
No, most of it. I definitely understand.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there anything that you could tell me about it?
I can tell you, man, that was a great night. I could tell you that, and it was a beautiful night for her. The city of Mobile. It was fantastic.
Okay.
Other than that situation that happened,
I asked for Pepsi and lemon.
yeah, it was a great night, and the twins would say it. The twins, I know they going through what they going through and stuff like that. But overall, the twins and them, they know it. It was a good night, man. She did an amazing job on stage. If I ever get my cell phone back from the state troopers, I got video footage and stuff that I'll release once all of this stuff is taken care of.
Oh, okay. So the troopers have your cell phone.
Yep.
Any reason for that?
They got all of our cell phones to verify any texting or anything that was said just because somebody died.
Oh, so nobody got to keep their cell phones. All the cell phones was confiscated.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Were there any firearms? No.
Never. Never will. Never. That's one thing we don't play.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Especially traveling across state lines. That's that water.
I mean, common sense would tell you that,
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
All of that's, all of that's right now. That's been released.
I'm so sorry. Can I have some seasoning?
Yeah, all that's been released about was the actual police statement. So it wasn't nothing like that.
On my damn ball man. Let me look like that.
Yeah.
So your suit is going to be against the Sprinter Company and Lethal.
Yeah.
Okay. Who hired you for that that concert?
Nobody hired us though. Yeah, nobody hired me. We was just coming to support Angie.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that particular night you weren't a regular member of the band. Now did you hear that? This is me talking to you live now.
Yep.
He said nobody hired them. Okay.
Right.
All right. So you're gonna tell me Angie just gonna invite just anybody to get in the van and crowd up her intimate space just to go up the road to do a show and come back? No. You can do that with her family, but not people just willy-willy. Come on now. And then you're gonna tell me you're gonna do security with no firearm?
Yeah, that's cap. I don't believe that at all.
All right, you guys, I can't make this story up. Somebody don't want these stories out, but guess what? I'm gonna drop them like they's hot. I'm gonna put it all out there because you have two stories in the van and they are different. This dude said that he cut his leg, shrapnel, and he was dripping blood, but there's no blood in the van. The van is clean, so there is a lie somewhere. I was told by someone that Angie was caught under the dash. Not true. Because when that story was told to me, I had already had the interviews. And I know for a fact that that's not where she was. So why? No, I won't even ask why try to throw people off. Won't even ask that question. Y'all didn't expect that man to go get them pictures of that van to see that there was no blood on the side, dried up. Y'all didn't expect that man to go. You see what they should have done? They should have gotten the ultraviolet light and put in that van, and it would show them every sink of blood that may have been dried up or washed up. But there was none. They didn't expect that I would get the video from the cameras, from the camera at mile marker 163, facing south to 162. Someone didn't think that I was going to get that video to see that there was no coroner that ever showed up to the scene.
That's wild in itself right there, too. If there's a fatality at a scene such as that, I don't see them not having a coroner arrive. And the body would, under most circumstances, remain on the site until that coroner is available to arrive. I would think. I don't know for sure, but it kind of makes sense to me.
It makes plenty of sense. But they want you to believe something else. You see, what they don't know is I've showed some video, but I'm just sitting back, lurking in the background for somebody to slip and slip bad. Because They were gone from the site before daylight hit.
Mm-hmm.
First responders didn't respond until an hour after the call was made.
That's wild too.
5:25 is when they got on the scene.
That's crazy, actually.
Which means they only had an hour to work with patients and get them off of the scene. Before, and I showed you video that before daylight they were gone. The only thing was left at the scene was the tractor trailer, the van, and a couple of police cars on each side.
Yeah,
that was it.
Because they did have to transport those people in separate ambulances.
I don't know if they did that.
I would hope so.
I
with
can't
regard
say.
to HIPAA and all that stuff.
That's a whole nother piece to the puzzle. We don't know. But that's the way it should have been. But hey, right now, that's the point. And on the police report, it says only 3 people went to the hospital.
So how did the other ones leave? By what means of transportation did they leave?
So Dante also said that Michael met him at the hospital. That Michael was there when they called his mother. And then he said, well, she was already, but they told him. Okay. How did he get to the hospital so fast?
That was pretty fast. Yeah.
The granddaughter at the funeral said that mom woke me up at 6 a.m. And the grandbaby said we were getting ready to leave, and as we was on the road, mom had to pull over because she got a phone call. And they told her pull over. She pulled over, and she said we found out grandma's passed.
So was that a second call, or was that the initial call?
I don't know which call it was, but
because I mean the way that you just
it appears a whole lot of calling been going on.
Well, the way that you just put it, if they were en route to the hospital, then common sense would tell me as a layperson that they got a phone call at home first, which would prompt them to get up and get in the car and start driving to that hospital. And en route to the hospital, they were then informed she passed away.
No, that's not what here. I'm gonna let you hear.
But that's what you just described is what it sounds like.
Yeah, no, but we don't want to go what it sounds like. I'm telling you exactly what he said. Dante said that Michael came to the hospital. That's what he said. Absolutely. We'll let you hear. And that night.
Nah.
Okay.
It was me. Her cousin was in there. It was a family situation.
Okay.
It wasn't nothing crazy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I mean, anything else you can share? Okay.
You said what?
Anything else you can share?
Nah, that's about it.
Okay.
Right now. But like I said, we will be and that was online. People see it online. Somebody posted about it the other day.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. So I never looked.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Yeah, he known her for 15 plus years. This ain't no, how they make it like he was just hired and Andy plus years. Most of her bookings before the girl you talking about came on, he was doing her bookings. Him and Eddie Levert Jr.
Lethal and Eddie Levert Jr. was booking Angie Stone. Okay, let's look at something here. Jag said that she was writing with the Leverts at a young age. And Eddie Levert Jr. is on the corporation papers along with Lethal. What's the possibility that there's a connection? You see, the more these The more these people talk, the more they tell on themselves. Now, that's not to say she's got anything to do with anything. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying, how is it that you know the same group of people? Did you even know that Lethal and Eddie Levert Jr. have a business together? You couldn't have known because you wouldn't have said that.
You know, Elizabeth Love in the chat made a very valid thing. I mean, she said Michael wasn't in Atlanta. That could be a possibility too. He might have already been closer to Alabama when he got that call.
We can't assume because we don't know.
But it's a possibility. We don't know where he was when he got the call.
But I refuse to say that because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So until I know that, I can't say that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you can't discount that possibility either.
But I'm not here to discount. I'm here to show the facts of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Black and white. That's not to say it's all correct or it's all whatever. It's just the fact that that's what the record states. So I don't want to assume, nor do I want to say that he was anywhere close by because no one has said anything like that.
Right. But it was brought up that how did he get to the hospital so quick?
That's the question. How did he? The other thing is Dante could have his time wrong because he said he was unconscious. So he could have been asleep and not know and mixed the time up. I try to give benefit of doubt because that could be traumatic injury to the head, and right. So I don't know. Yet I will not say that he could have been closer. I'm not going to say that because there's been no conversation about that thus this far. Mm-hmm. So I can't say it. My belief is that they came from Atlanta. Matter of fact, they said they came from Atlanta.
Do you have any documentation showing what time they arrived at the hospital?
No, that's the only thing that we don't have hard documentation for is the time of arrival to the hospital. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, it had to be around 5:35, 5:45 that they arrived to the hospital.
Okay. But there would be some kind of record of that with the hospital.
You would think so, but because of HIPAA laws, that's a hard one for me to get. Yeah.
Can police get a hold of that information?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
They can. And then once the investigation report is released, then I can request a FOIA request. FOIA means Freedom of Information Act, and get that footage and get the law enforcement footage and get body cam footage from the officers on the scene, because all of this is going to present itself to the open without a problem. It's just a matter of waiting it out so that we see what happened. The hospital was Baptist Medical, Shannon Morgan. Supposedly she was taken to Baptist Medical. So that's where this is. This is where the situation is, and I'm just gonna let you hear some more interview right now. Okay. So what does Eddie Levert Jr. have to do with this?
People don't know that was a writing session. Which one?
Exhibit 1. People don't know that was a writing session. Do you recall hearing that? When? When did you hear that?
Just now.
No.
Didn't you just play that tape? on the tape? Or did he say it earlier?
Jaguar said that there was a writing session.
Oh, okay.
Now, whether she actually knew about that or I don't know, it may have just come out, but that's what it said. We're going back into the interview.
The one that's in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, they all, we all ran with, Gerald Levert and them wrote with Angie.
Yeah.
I see you. You see them jump?
So what about her royalties?
We don't do none of that stuff. That was our new management team.
Huh?
I said new management handles all that.
He said new management handles all of that. Did he not just say that?
Yes, he did.
New management handles all of that. Now, new management can only mean two sources, either Shanna Shell, Sacred Sound, or Team Corey Paxton. That's what that represents. Let's continue. Who is new management?
Whoever they are, I don't know them people. Yeah. They was handling all that royalty stuff and getting her stuff, recouped.
Okay. But do you know who they are?
Nah, I don't know them personally.
But
Like I said, I know Angie for a minute. I don't know who she had. She did recontract and all that stuff. We don't know who that was. All we know is we could still do bookings for Angie. She's not there before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So under your company,
Come on, baby.
301, did you do bookings for Angie under 301?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our shows and stuff is online. And my TV show was gonna premiere on Fox. Come here. My TV show was gonna premiere on Fox for her. It's still online. The remix show with her, Dave Oliver from That Large, Eddie Winslow, what's his name? Jeff Chandler, Nell B, and Erykah Badu, and all of them. Yeah, she was an original cast of my TV show I created from 301.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, Dante, if you can help me understand out of my hurt, how does this situation fall? How do you feel at the end of the day?
Like it was a freak accident.
A
freak accident that I wish never happened. It's, like I said, we had a great concert that night. It was beautiful. Me being a God-fearing man, said God has no, flaws. I just don't understand why we had to go through this.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I forgot to mention one other person in this royalty hunt, and that's Walter Millsap.
Mm-hmm.
Walter's name is on a lot of Angie's works. Don't know how that is. I don't know how you can be a manager and take 15% of royalties and take 15% of bookings, and then whatever percentage you get for management.
A lot of percentages.
If I look at it, that's about 45% right there. And let's say this is a freak accident. Let's give that benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say there is nothing nefarious that happens, that this is a straight up freak accident. There still isn't any insurance coverage to cover that.
Mm-hmm.
A personal claim is not going to cover the amount of money to pay for 8 people being injured. Just not going to do it. To tack on top of that, the attorney fees that are going to be involved.
Oh, that's going to be crazy.
The depositions, if they make it that far, or the point of mediation where they get to settle it out before they go to court.
Yeah, by the time all that's eaten up, there's going to be not much left for the claimants. If anything.
If anything, I believe they'll pay for the medical bills for the injury, give them a couple $1,000s for pain and suffering, and that's it. That's it. Whatever that personal insurance covers, that's it. That ain't gonna be anything more.
Right.
And it's not gonna be anything more. And then what you gonna do? Sue lethal for wrongful death? I would. That's what should have been filed already.
And do we know that that's not even the case with some people?
To this date, there's no information filed on it yet. And in fact, there's only been one person served on Lethal's case, and that's because Lethal's grandbaby opened the door and took the service.
Oh,
inside.
Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. So
wow.
that's where we are for today. That's the ponderance that we have to deal with. That's a lot of evidence. And if you really think of it, on me chiming out, is this. Something is not right. And why would it nefariously go through all that trouble for a company that doesn't even have proper representation? And for the record, let me state this too. And this is not allegedly, this is a fact. A felon can own a company in the state of Georgia.
They can or they can't?
They can.
Okay.
They can own one. So if you'd like to see the whole, well, not the whole, but 1 hour of the interview with Sheila Hopkins, you can go to my page, Quiet Storm FM, YouTube, Quiet Storm FM at YouTube, Quiet Storm FM at YouTube. And I have it up there. And that's just what it is. We got a few minutes. I'll take a couple questions if they want. And the questions has nothing to do with me, my personal life. This is about Angie. I will answer that on the last 3 minutes out about my, not answer, tell you that again on the way out. So it's nothing that. Go ahead.
Okay. Anybody want to come up and ask a question?
I actually already had a YouTube page. I just didn't use it.
Someone said, I wonder if Tyler is really going to help, because with his kind of money, we know who is coming back to the picture. We are familiar with this person already.
Well, I can't speak for him because I've not attached him to this in any way. I'm not sure if he's attached, but I do know that New Birth Church is hurting. Pastor Jamal Bryant is hurt about this. I do know that they were trying to explain the story in their church as much as possible, and they need help with doing that. Angie Stone was responsible for Jamal Bryant getting his job at New Birth. Had it not been for her, he would not be working there. So she was instrumental in that.
Urban Media Productions. I put the link in the chat for you. You wanted to come up. This is just for Urban Media Productions only. Oh, I think Tawana beat you to the punch. Okay. Let me put Tawana up real quick.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see.
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Okay, I just want to say to you, Storm, that the devil is busy. And you are fantastic. Your work that you're doing, I just want to make sure that Angie's children get her money for her legacy. That is so important to me.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's all we can do is make sure that they get something. I mean, right now, the only thing possible that they can recover is maybe a wrongful death case against the truck driver, not lethal.
But would they be able to get any of her royalties?
It's too early. It's too early to tell because I don't know who has complete control of that. I believe that there is allegedly a contract between Stone and his brother's company, but I don't know the gist of that. So I don't know. I don't know if they start recovering any tracks yet. So I can only speak what I don't know, and I don't know.
Well, I'm praying that we can, with your help and Auntie Mickey's help her children at least get some of her legacy, because that's what she fought for so hard.
Yes, I believe that, and I agree that she fought so hard, and I wonder if she was getting under somebody's nerve the same way I'm getting under somebody's nerve.
And that's
I don't know whose nerve it is that I'm getting under, but my criminal background, my having to register on the sex offenders list is not going to stop me. And my name is my name. I was born with it, and I'm proud of it. I don't have any issues with that. That's not going to stop me whatsoever.
I understand, but that did not have anything to do with what we're doing for Angie and her children.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course I agree with that, but
the powers that be is always up with some trickery.
If it was even trickery, if it was even trickery, I'm just saying that I don't have anything to hide, and I'm not going to hide, and that's that. Anybody can make any fun of it all they want to. I don't care.
Everybody has a past.
Yeah.
Everybody has a past. Things happen. Everybody has a past. But the whole thing is that we're all fighting for Angie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we don't need the negativity coming in, because we're fighting for her. We're not trying to, I know the enemies are trying to throw us on the bus, but that's not what we're here for.
Right.
Yes, Juanita Noble. I am saying I am a offender. Yes, I am.
Or a defender.
Or defender? Wait a minute.
She said, "Are you saying you are a defender?"
Did she mean that as in me defending?
I don't know. That might have been a typo. It might have been exactly what she wanted to say.
Yeah.
She may need to clarify that. But I do want to say one thing. Stone said something today in his live that is absolutely, absolutely true. And that is, this internet thing is brutal. It's brutal. He's absolutely right. There's no love in the game. It's all, many people are in it for the YouTube money. Some are in for the clicks and views, which equate to YouTube money. But, the bottom line is where your heart is. And, I'm just as blindsided with this as Stone is. I just started doing this about a year ago. But Angie, her music meant it meant a lot to me in a time where I was in a dark place. And I don't want to go off into a whole lot of detail, but music has always played a role in the blueprint of my life. Now I can't speak for everybody else, but her music and where she is in terms of her notoriety and what she's established by rights a place in music history that can't be debunked, it can't be dismissed. And it's unfortunate that this has turned into something that it shouldn't have. We shouldn't have to really remember her by what happened after what happened, if you know what I'm saying, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are going to take away the circus. They're paying more to the circus than getting down to the truth. You know, so I just wanted to say that we have Urban in the back as well.
Urban in the back chat.
Yes.
Okay. Bring him up. Wait.
Okay. Go ahead, Urban.
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hello,
Auntie.
sweetie. Hi, baby.
Hi, Mr. Quiet Storm. I'm trying to see the person's name beside me. Miss Tawana, how you doing?
Hello.
All right. Hello, chat and Mark, and thank you for letting me up. I'll wait my turn.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I wanted to touch on because really no one has been touching on after about the camera of the event where everything initially started, where she started from the concert.
What do you mean? So
Like no one is talking about getting the camera footage from her leaving the event, the venue.
that's not well, yeah. So that is being worked on. Somebody else is working on getting that footage.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have that footage. It's being worked on. Trust me.
Okay. Because I've been wondering, because that is the beginning to really put we in the middle of the puzzle, but in the beginning to the middle, because that will help a lot. I mean, I believe that would really just solve everything. Because that will tell if Angie actually went in the van or she didn't go in that particular van. Because from my observation and allegedly for Auntie's channel, I'm really, in my opinion, is really starting to look at this totally different. And seeing her not being in that particular van, I don't see any of them being in that van at all.
Well, okay. We can't make statements like that.
I did say allegedly.
Yeah, but
I did say opinion.
Yeah, but even then, hear me out, sis. Okay, even then, I would like us to not do that on this page. I would like us to work with the black and white and everything that we've seen and go from that, because it could be said that we put out a narrative that just don't exist, and I don't want us to get caught up in that. That would be catastrophic if we were to do that.
I understand what you're saying. Respectfully, I'm saying, but what is the narrative? That's the thing. We don't know.
We're still forming that. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. It's too early to draw a conclusion until the other police report come out and the autopsy report come out. The only thing that we can do in between is find out the legality of the vehicles, the insurance policies, and get stories from those that were inside the van. That's all we can go with right now, besides trying to find the royalties and who has placement of those royalties in their control. That's the fact. That's the fact. Anything else is presumptive, and I don't like that word presumptive. I like factuality, and the factuality would be is that this is the black and white. This is what it is. It don't make it the gospel, but it's what we have to go on to check from.
Yes, I respectfully, I understand that, and I will respect Auntie's channel. But I'm just saying it's just the opinion of others, you know. So that's the perspective I was going in on that.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. Yet at this point, we're explaining the story as we know it. And so we want to be careful about drawing opinions that are alleged and or just straight outright false.
Yeah.
Because that also would throw a bad light on the whole situation of what we're doing too. So while I love your brain and while I love your opinion and while I love the tenacity of where you come from, we still need to stay on track to what's black and white, what's prima facie, and what we can see on video and what we can hear by testimony. That's all we can go by and form a collective decision as to what we feel or believe and or from the information that we have gotten.
Okay, so can I say this? What about the who, what, when, where, and how? And so we're not really touching on all of those things.
Well, we've touched on what we have record of.
Yes.
We have record that the accident happened. We have record that they wrote a preliminary report. We have record of the insurance policies. We have record that the vehicle did not have any blood in it.
That's the most part right there. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because it's not adding up to a wreck.
That's true, but we still have more groundwork to do on that.
Okay.
It doesn't just stop right there. And so we're working on that, but that's not where it stops.
So what else can be done?
Well, there's a whole lot that can be done. Yet at the same time, what we need to do is we need to this kind of investigation works on two forefronts. One, you have the paper trail, and two, you have the intellectual property. The intellectual property of the royalties and the paper trail is the reports that come from the accident that we could look at and say, no, that didn't happen, and let the testimony of those that were in the van testify as to what their resource was from the accident, say that, and then whatever conflicting stories we have from that, that's where we hone in on. And there are conflicting stories.
Yes, they are, where everybody's unconscious. So how would anybody know, allegedly, hypothetically, what took place if everyone was knocked out?
Well, I don't want to have that discussion because I cannot. That's not what the record says. And me personally, I don't want to be in that conversation leading people to that thought process when I don't know it.
This came from the recordings.
No. There's only two people that said they were out.
That's who I'm referring to.
I took your statement as a blanket statement for everybody.
No. Well, that was everybody that we heard so far. So that's the only way.
It doesn't cover everybody it doesn't cover everybody that was on that van, though. That was
it doesn't.
Accounts.
No. So let me redirect that. The ones that I seen, the videos that you showed, the videos, the recordings. Well, we heard the recordings. Let me say that. Yeah. So I'm just puzzled on that part of where everyone is trying to get down to, and like yourself and everyone else, is what happened to Angie. That's that's where it's so mind-boggling. Like, that's just strong in my head, and I can't help that. I'm not gonna go, you don't want to put that there, but I mean, as a person coming, as a viewer, a person that's coming up here to, that's what, like, I can't speak for nobody else. That's the parts I would like to hear.
Well, like any other investigation, It takes a
Right.
lot of pieces to put all the puzzle together.
Yes,
So, you
yes.
can't take just part of it and make assumptions about it. You have to basically step back and look at the whole picture.
Right.
And that's what I would think law enforcement would be doing as well. And who's to say they're not?
Right.
Maybe they're just not talking.
That's
But
true.
it's
Yeah.
just
Oh, they're not
the
talking.
media itself is just painfully silent on all of this, and that's
Right.
unfortunate. I do have another question from Linda Ross. She
Okay.
says, Auntie and QS, any update on the autopsy?
The autopsy report has not come back yet. They're still waiting on the toxicology report.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as that comes, we definitely will be getting a copy of the report.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm about to get down, and I do want to ask you, Mr. Storm, respectfully, and you can tell me butt out if you want to. I don't know if you have a press pass or you don't already,
I do.
but if you don't, you can get it.
I do.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because you can get in the door faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right. Thank you. All
You're welcome.
right.
Thank you so
all.
much for coming, sweetheart. I
Yes,
appreciate you,
ma'am.
Tawanda.
All right.
Wyatt,
Back in
is
the chat.
there anything that you wanted to say before we shut this down? We'll take
No.
this up tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we'll take it up tomorrow, but I wanted to address Silver and Gold, excuse me. Silver and Gold says it's not respectful for Quiet Storm to act as if your platform belongs to him and saying he will use your platform every day if he wants. It is your show. Auntie Mickey, take your show back, Auntie. Okay, so I don't, those weren't my words. So that's not quite what I said. What I said was anybody that will have me in reference to getting the word out about Angie Stone, I am willing to talk to them. It has nothing to do with liking a person, liking a thing, not liking who they are or what they are. It has nothing to do with it. We need to get the word out about Angie to as many people as can hear it. Am I right or wrong? If we don't do that, then it falls on deaf ears. My purpose is to not let it fall on deaf ears. Doesn't matter about my past, whatever. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Burrows
Exactly.
has a charge. Tony Burrows has a charge to do, and that is get the word out about this case. And I'm going to do that. And I've not taken a penny for it. I've not asked for a penny. It ain't about a penny. It's about justice. Justice for Angie Stone.
And I have to agree to that as well. I don't have the information that Tony has. I don't have not one iota of this information. So I'm just like you guys. I'm a fan and I'm concerned. And it just so happens that I have a platform that he's free to come up and share his information. As it stands right now, I'm here to make sure that everything runs smoothly. He's not taking anything away from me. Whatever he's doing is what I've allowed him to do. But if anyone has a problem with that, I apologize. But I believe that it's more important to get the information out and disseminate it properly than to just throw it up in the air and see where it lands. So I'm hoping that you guys are cognizant of what's going on this channel. I mean, like I said, someone told me earlier, don't just say that you're a nobody. And I don't feel like I'm a nobody, but I'm not your average individual that, has had a platform of this nature for 5-10 years and, I'm very knowledgeable about the ins and outs of YouTube. I'm learning just like anybody else. I've only been doing this for a year. So, pardon my infancy in all this. But I believe this is a very, very valuable. He's giving us some valuable information, and it needs to be disseminated somewhere. And this is where he wants to be. I know how. He's not going to take over my channel, y'all.
No.
It's my channel.
Yeah.
So, again, I come from a place of plain and common sense as well. So I look at things a little different than some do. And, just because I may look like I'm high or something, it's not getting past me by any means. So, let's just, the bottom line is this, y'all. We got to get to the bottom of this as a community. And I know that we're in a setting right now that's just dog eat dog. And we got to get that dog out the room and just get to the bottom of it. And I'm a firm believer that, we deal not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. And when we get more and more dirt thrown into the ring, this is, it just becomes dirtier and dirtier. But the truth is still the truth. You can't change the truth.
Yeah.
So how it's put out there is how it's put out there.
Can I answer one more question? And I promise that's the last one.
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
Keita Harris says, but taking over everyone's show, do your own show. So you won't mess up her show by people going off on you on her show. What happened to Gigi? How's he not on there? Okay, let me explain that. There is no problem between me and Gigi at Messy Sweet Spot. We've never had an argument, no such thing. She's never put me off of her page, none of that. But when certain people come on and you go to attacking, then enough gets to be enough. So I can choose to continue to go through that or keep moving. I chose to keep moving. But as far as Gigi's concerned, there's no issues with Gigi. And Gigi has never had an issue with me. Period. Hands down. So that's that. I'm done.
All right, y'all. Well, for any other questions that are in the chat, can you kindly just write them down? And we're going to take this up tomorrow. I want to keep my channel structured to at least a 2-hour, a 2-hour time frame. Reason being is that we've got people all over the country. Some people, are on the East Coast. It's later on the East Coast than it is on the West Coast. It's only 7:00 here, but there's people, they got to go to work in the morning and stuff like that. So again, if you could just kindly have any questions that you would like addressed, please write them down, come back tomorrow, and we'll address those questions. If we can even address them in the beginning of the show, before we move on with further information. There may be times that we go over the 2-hour limit, and that's fine too. I mean, we're over it now, but I want to make sure that I stay within the confines of what I want to do with my channel. You guys said don't let him take over the channel. Well, this is my doing. So I appreciate all of you. I really do. I appreciate all of you that have come and are in support of getting down to the bottom of what happened with Angie Stone. Her legacy deserves to go on and on and on and on beyond. We need to pass this. This is the type of woman we should be talking to our grandchildren about. So again, we need to just set aside all of the hoopla, and just get to the bottom of this, because God don't like ugly anyway. Ain't too fond of pretty. So again, I want to encourage each and every one of you to come back, because you have a platform here as well. You have a means to speak. Everybody may not agree. It's just a way to present it. That's all I care about.
And Auntie,
you can disagree. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I forgot to say, I will be going live on my channel, Quiet Storm FM, as soon as we hang up.
Okay.
As soon as we hang up, I will be playing an hour's worth of the interview with Sheila.
Great. And that'll give us more time tomorrow to go over any other information that you would like to share. Yeah. So again, announce that again, so anyone that wants to hear that can come over to your channel right after this one.
The YouTube page is Quiet Storm FM. 1 hour is already up there. I am now going to play the second hour. You have not heard this recording. I'm going to play the second hour. I have 3 hours of recording with Sheila Hopkins. So I am going to play the second hour that you've never heard on my channel.
All right. Well, I'm sure I'll be jumping over there as well. So, you guys have a wonderful evening. I love you guys. I really appreciate you. All of the new people that have subscribed, God bless you. All of the super chats, any donations that you've given, I'm humbly grateful for them. And let's just keep this thing going in a positive manner. Okay. Peace, y'all. Love you. Bye-bye.